As the time is passing by and as the years are going, there is more and more focus on developmentally supportive care on day-to-day basis. Also, the focus of examiners is also gradually shifting towards developmentally supportive care. So what is developmentally supportive care? Developmentally supportive care aims at adapting the NICU environment and care processes to improve the physiological stability of the baby, as well as to decrease stress, protect the baby's sleep, and promote behavior organization. So basically we should be able to care for the baby in a very gentle manner, taking care of all the various painful stimuli which the baby is about to experience, as well as taking care of general surroundings like light, noise, how do we touch the baby, how do we handle the baby, and as well as there is also focus on the family centered care as a part of this developmentally supportive care. Okay, so the sensory experiences of a preterm baby should be appropriate to the development stage of the baby, similar to what the fetus would have experienced in utero. That is one of the main aims of developmentally supportive care. Well, we all know that intense stimuli like severe pain or frequent pain, intense light, loud sounds, strong smell, and frequent sleep interventions may have devastating influence on the developing brain. Well, newborns are expected to sleep for maybe 17-18 hours in a day, and if we keep on handling them, doing some procedure and then blood sampling, etc., again it obviously has long-term implications on the neurodevelopment. Evidence supports improvement in short-term development outcomes in preterm babies who receive developmentally supportive care. Okay, so what are the key points of developmentally supportive care? One is the individualized care, which is focusing on the baby. We should focus on the timing of examination. We should also focus whether the baby has just been handled, or the baby has just been fed, or the baby has just started sleeping. Also, we should look at the feeding timings, care like diaper change, etc., sampling. So all these things should be based on the infant cues or behavior state. If the infant is in deep sleep, we may actually, and there is no emergency to do an intervention or to touch the baby, we should actually withhold it or postpone it. So all this should be based on the infant cues or behavior state rather than by a schedule. Family-centered care is also an important part of developmentally supportive care. Basically, in family-centered care, we involve parents very early, that is from day one, in the care of the baby. It is beneficial to both the baby as well as the baby's parents. The family experiences are better and transition to home is smoother. So developmentally supportive care also includes family-centered care. Well, as a part of this, the NICU design must aim to minimize noise and to optimize light to minimum when not needed. In the subsequent slides, we'll discuss about the ideal sound levels and the ideal light levels which should be there in a NICU. Kangaroo mother care, which is obviously a part of this, has multiple benefits, and all NICUs must have a policy to support and promote kangaroo mother care. Non-nutritive sucking, massaging the baby, swaddling, facilitated tuck, and positioning to promote flexion, midline posture, and parents encouraging the parents to speak to their baby. These are all a part of the developmentally supportive care. Well, specific questions can be asked regarding what do you mean by swaddling, and the options would be try to confuse you between swaddling, facilitated tuck, etc. So just listen to it carefully when we discuss it in subsequent slides.